Okay. So everybody should know it's a deviation or a change from last time. The way it ended was that Kurtal did not go on a kung fu quest on foot. That he decided to instead pay for the services of a teleporter so that he would get there a lot faster.
Where did he teleport to?
Zabiri Akram.
Yes.
Okay.
Zabiri Akram. Land of the Zabiri Akram people. Okay.
To my credit, I never actually thought of teleportation as a pay-as-you-go service. Mostly because, well, I always thought it was like, if you ask somebody, hey, can you teleport me here? And they would just sort of say, go choke on something.
Not everyone's as mean as Cabal 1 is.
That's true.
God damn it. Fuck me.
Have fun, John. Go through your... Ooh, damn.
Get another way now, I guess.
Go summon your Akashic records.
Tucker,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Tucker, you're not in roll 20 yet.
I'm not? Oh, I forgot. Alright, hang on.
How did you fucking forget? God damn it.
I forgot that we spent like 40 minutes last session trying to change the color of our roll bars.
Yeah.
That's true.
It was important. It needed to happen.
For some people, yes.
Man. John,
It needed to happen.
Fate Keeper and a crit fail on your interroll.
Yeah,
Which you cheat. Oh no, you didn't cheat on that. Never mind.
No, I didn't cheat. I never cheat. That's Necro that cheats on that shit.
That's true.
It's not that I cheat, it's that you all know I have a shit computer, so it's faster just to use the shortcut.
Nobody made it. Good. I like that. Okay.
I don't know how to do math.
John, have at it, my bud. Give us a recap.
Alright, so where the hell did we start last time, guys? We
were
we
in
already-
Falcon's Hollow.
Yeah, didn't we just finish killing the block offs, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we'd return the block offs to the Lyceum. We went back to
Oh, okay.
Falcon's Hollow to do something. Then we came back and interrogated, and
Oh,
we
yeah,
interrogated
yeah,
them last
yeah.
session.
Yeah, we went back to Falcon's Hollow to finish up in the mines. Go back to the mines to make sure all that was cleared out. We, well, Kurtal spent 7,500 gold pieces on Anya Schmidt, and Rolun was very upset about that, of course. There you go.
Still is.
Well, it wasn't his gold, so we can shove a sock in it.
It's true. So we did finish all that up. We stopped by Ilara's at some point, just to, like, see what was going on, and everything seemed to be going okay, which is good. Went back to the Lyceum. Ilaria, questions Kostya, and he confirmed a lot of stuff. No, so he was something specific. He was supposed to replace the cabal eventually. That's one thing. We learned specifics of people of the houses that were working to raise the sister, at least some of them, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. We learned about the entrances to the Darklands, some more of them. We learned that there's an outpost somewhere that's kind of watching over Seafiran and that area. Lorcan is another place that they're having a birthing. And also in Sherwin and Marby, same thing. We learned that the Wormcloaks are working with the Drow, which we kind of already knew. But he made it sound like they still were, which we didn't expect. We learned there's going to be a star invasion. There's going to be 5 points of breach on Harn. We scryed on Kethix. And she's trying to have some divine help identifying the scale that she found. Ilaria went to Leriel to talk to the Duke and give him a heads up about what's happening. She learned that on the 13th through the 18th that there's going to be a party, and that's a good time for us to see if Bianca,
Series of parties.
the prince's wife, or soon-to-be wife, is actually a drow in disguise. We learned a bit about the customs of Arathel, or where the fuck place it is. Did a lot of questioning of Schmidt, or of Anya. Didn't go too far, because she's really good at bluffing. But we know she's hiding something, we just don't know what the fuck it is.
It's not that she was good at bluffing, it's just we didn't know what to ask her.
She was good at bluffing, she had like a plus 15.
Well, Kurtal saw through it every time.
No, you didn't. You saw through it like twice out of the 5 times you looked. But okay, every time. Alternative facts.
Do y'all know where Kethit's got the stale? Or is that just a mystery?
No.
We're not
To
certain.
elucidate on that, we said we're going to do something dangerous, stay here because it's bad for you, and then she fucked off on an adventure.
She told
Yeah,
us she had to fuck
Where
off.
did she get the stale? Do we know
She
where
went
she
to
We
the
got
have
east.
no idea.
Somewhere.
Yeah. We know that when first time we saw her have it, she also had a drow prisoner, that one sorceress bitch that fought us and Calredo killed her. You remember that? Near,
Yeah!
yeah, that bitch. They had her, and she was like almost dying. Catholics couldn't
She
keep
was
her alive.
doing poorly.
Yeah, some curse or something.
Wait,
And
what
yeah.
now?
She
I
was
don't know.
really injured, and we figured out
Healing
that she
Catholics
was
could
either...
do wasn't working.
Yeah, it was either a curse or some sort of disease that was preventing the healing from sticking in.
Kethit's
Yeah.
was injured or the drow bitch was
The
injured?
drow bitch was
The drow.
Okay.
And Catholics couldn't heal her.
Oh. Where the
To
fuck
be fair,
did you find the drow?
We don't
Probably-
know.
We don't know. We haven't been able to ask because she's been fucked off still.
How do we know that she found this random drow?
Because she was prisoner with some old dude in Catholics.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been
Okay.
scrying on her like every 2 days or every 3 days. Just to
Oh.
check
Like I
up on
said,
her.
we went off to do something, then Catholics fucked off on an adventure.
Yeah, we were like, hey, can you watch the dragon? And she's like, I have shit to do. It's like, oh, okay, we'll find somewhere else, I guess. I mean, what are we going to tell her? No?
Okay.
So yeah, oh, and Kurtal went to find himself, I guess. That's a way to put it.
Given that I am in no mood to argue, sure.
I mean, I don't know how else to put it. I mean, specifically, you're looking to get yourself absolved, find a reason to live, and then go look for your mother. That's specifically, but I mean, it's definitely a personal journey of like, what the fuck's going on? Who am I? Am I a bad person? Am I a good person? Am I such and such? So find yourself. I mean,
You took Lealda with you, didn't you?
No, I took Anya with me.
Anya.
Lealda's still with you guys.
Who's Anya?
Anya's the
Jesus.
girl that
Slave.
Kurtal paid a small fortune for.
Schmidt! Schmidt! Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Anya Schmidt.
Okay.
Don't
Oh,
know,
yeah,
probably
okay. Okay,
stab
I
him in the
got it.
back.
I got it. I got it.
Most likely going to stab him in the back.
She's
but-
the one whose very name brings out a sense of ire in Rolun.
Uncle, I was wrong. We still got Lealda. Thank God.
You have a, I quote unquote crippled version of Lealda.
The fuck do you mean? Just break her face?
She's not. No, she's not got her usual weapons. She's only got a short sword and kukri.
What happened to her
weapons.
weapon?
They're getting enchanted with keen.
Oh, that's cool. How long
Actually, they
that
should be
take?
about done by now.
That's neat.
Maybe. It's been 2 days, I think.
It's been more than 2 days.
No, it's only been like 2 days since.
She wouldn't
That's
leave about.
Well, no, I don't remember how long it was, but I do remember they said it would
Maybe
take
3 days.
a little time.
Yeah, probably a week. That's usually about. You can do it by day, but even so, like, tends to be 5-ish days for a +1 bonus, depending on your rolls, obviously. Yeah,
Okay.
so it might be done soon. Depends on how well they did.
How long ago did she put it in?
2-3 days.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember in game, but I have
So it
such
could
a
be done.
fucking headache right now.
Yeah, it could be done. Is Uncle here?
He's
Nope.
asleep.
I'm always here. I'm always watching.
Well, we're done with the recap. I mean, unless I missed something.
No, we're
As
not.
if-
I'm still got questions.
Okay.
Okay, you can ask,
Ask your questions, Tucker.
Okay. How far away is the place you teleported to from your objective?
400-ish miles, I think. Off the top of my head.
Uncle, can you pull us to the world map, please?
God damn you people. Just ever needy.
I said please.
If we did do it ourselves, we would, fucker. we don't need you for everything.
Well, that's
Except for
needy.
when we want to do anything in the
Yeah,
game
About
world.
500.
Just 90% of things.
Yeah, so Kurtal teleported to Zabiri Akram, and the place where he wants to go is north of here somewhere.
That's not that far. No, I know like 400 miles to there. I'm saying how far away is that place from where he needs to go?
We don't know.
Yeah, it's the temple he's going to is somewhere in this area.
So
North.
so that's not that far away. Okay.
No, so at most 45 miles.
Yeah, it is somewhere between Kiro and Zabiri Akram, like within this zone.
It might be this thing that's on this hill that you probably don't know exists.
It's really hard to read Zabiri Akram until you might want to like stooch it to the right or the bot down to the right.
You might want to try
Yeah,
squinting.
all Kurtal knows in character is that the temple his mother was a part of
You might want to try
was-
squinting.
abandoned somewhere to the north of Zabiri Akram.
Yeah, he can ask around in town and get a better idea.
Thankfully, Kurtal does know Hethan.
It'd be kind of difficult.
We
That'd be
know.
real poor planning if you went there.
Watch out for Clement. Remember that shit. He's there. Well, last time we saw him, he was there.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Walking down the street, you bump into him. Oh, hey. Hey.
Punches you right in the fucking face.
It's all good.
So
I have a weird question. You know how, like, you lose your dex save to your reflex, or your dex bonus to your reflex save on certain circumstances?
mhm.
Would it ever be possible to lose your wisdom bonus to a will save?
I don't think you lose the bonus to your save. I think you just lose it to your...
No, it's the AC.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you always... Because I think the whole point of having your reflex save, having the dex bonus in there, is that that is your sort of unexpecting save. if that
It's
makes
your
sense.
sixth sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although a lot of people would also argue that your wisdom should be your sixth sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I could ever see that happening was where you lose dex to that is if you're literally tied and chained down, cannot move, cannot avoid what is coming.
But at that
Even-
point, you shouldn't get a reflex save at all.
Exactly. You should
Even
just
then, I
take
think
the damage.
as far as rules as written goes, technically you're entailed one, but rules as written are bullshit, and everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
if,
if
you're
the
like
reflex save is to dodge out of the way of like a scythe
yeah,
coming
even
from a
if
trap,
you're
and you are
like-
stuck, you cannot move.
Yeah,
I
even
mean-
if you're chained like fucking Prometheus, Pathfinder's like, yeah, try and dodge it. You got it.
I mean, I guess at that point the DC would be the break DC of the chains plus the DC of the effect.
No,
Yeah.
Or an
man,
escape artist
That would
check.
make sense.
No, man, Pathfinder's just like, dude, just move like half an inch to the right, you'll dodge that fireball. It's half damage. There you go. You got it, man.
You dodge the fireball while being retained in a hardened resin. Somehow.
Yeah.
I love that Tumblr post where it's like, I want to bluff the scales. when
Oh,
I'm
yeah!
talking to Anubis.
For some fucking reason, it thinks that you're pure.
I want to roll to pickpocket Anubis. No.
No. So you took care of the Duke. Duke got warned. Yes, I remember
The
that.
Duke got I wouldn't say warned. I think notified is the better thing, because he won't believe us.
Yeah, did you go over that in detail, John? Because I think everybody was like half asleep except for maybe Tom.
Okay, I'll go over detail. So Ilaria went and talked to him and showed him all the evidence we had, and I mean, he seemed to believe her. I mean, he wasn't worried, so maybe he doesn't believe her completely, but he's definitely taking it to heart. He's not just like, yeah, sure, Like,
Well, don't forget, he's confident.
yeah, but he definitely believed her to a degree. He believes her enough to let us come in and watch over and see.
If I rode a giant fucking dire boar, I'd be pretty confident too.
Different person.
Yeah, he's going to let us in there to see if the prince's wife-to-be is disguised or working for the drow.
Well, Necro, if I was surrounded by people who rode dire boars, I'd still be pretty secure.
Yeah. Has literally never fallen to fucking anything since it's been incepted. So, I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, it's so... Ugh.
Yeah, and then that party thing's happening the 13th through the 18th.
Oh, whatever will we wear?
Wizard robes. It's all we wear,
meantime-
fucking wizard robes.
In the meantime, we need to see what's going on in Arathel and try to start that.
Yeah, we're going to deal with that.
Okay, any other questions from everybody, or is everybody first set on that?
Another thing that I didn't mention is Ilaria is started her training to become a Skyguard.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Ilaria's got her schedule for Skyguard training, and they're like, well, about fucking time, you blue cunt.
I was like, well, the fucking world's about to explode, so...
They had
Fuck
the
me.
oldest, gnarliest, most useless guy left for training, and he was like, fine.
Yeah.
You're about 2 months, 3 days, and 4 hours late.
Late, it was like a week, 2 weeks.
A wizard arrives exactly when he intends to.
Precisely.
Wizard's a bitch. Get on the bird.
Oh, I forgot. How were the rolls with the ostrich?
Pretty good.
I remember the Dante did like you.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 or some shit like that. It was bad.
How was the ostrich?
Ostrich, I think I did.
I'm going to say
did
this now,
okay
John,
on
and
the
I'll
handle
never
animal.
mention it again.
Yeah.
But you should invest in one of those magical items that gives you a bonus to handle animal checks.
Well, the thing is, the magical creatures, well, some of them, not all of them, Uncle said will use profession teacher.
Yep.
So I have a bonus in that. So
Only
it's
the
why I
ones
don't
that their
have.
ents are high enough, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's only
Yeah.
one of the ones that I might get it's the hippogriff is the only one with the int low enough to not count for that. The other two.
I'm just telling you, dude.
do.
There's items on the thing that bump your
Yeah.
handle animal and ride.
We don't have any money. We need to spend it all on fucking plumbing our house.
You guys never did figure out the plumbing, I don't think.
I thought we were doing magical.
John, I know what you do.
For all of it?
I'd like to. I don't know about everyone
You
else.
can just make the mount stupid. If you make its int 1, it doesn't matter.
I'm
not gonna
pretty
do that.
sure there's a lot of moral reasons why that's not a
There
good idea.
are,
Just
However,
start
the
drow,
feeble-minding
moral
all
reasons
your
don't apply.
animals.
there are, however, mechanically, it's fucking genius. Just
So
make it
anyways.
stupid.
Yeah, as far as the plumbing thing, I imagine we get like wet plumbing ready, but not have a water source, that sort of thing, and then we can just put a never-ending whatever the pot that always shoots out water. We just use that for water,
What?
and it'll flush stuff.
What?
So the plumbing of the house.
He's saying wet plumbing, but instead of having a
Like a
well,
water
an
source.
aquifer, and all that, we just have an infinite decanter of water, like upside
You just
down
go
at the
over-
top of the house, screwed into a pipe.
We could just
Yeah.
That's going to cause some major problems when Uncle decides it floods without us realizing.
Well,
I mean,
that
it
is a
doesn't
problem.
always go. It doesn't always go. You can decide, oh, I want it to gush out for this second, and it just cleans it out, and then it stops.
Well, that's the thing. It depends on how you set it up. If you just have it where it's like just upside down, constantly running, that would be a major problem. But if you have it where it has like a gating mechanism, then That should be okay.
Yeah, well, the way it works, you can
I'm
touch it
about
and
to
say,
award
I want it
engineering.
to have a burst for 1 round, and it'll burst for 1 round and it'll stop.
Goosh.
Like, there's not just on-off. Like, you look at the thing,
What
there's
if
like
Rolun was
6
the last
different
one in
things
there?
you can do with it.
If Rolun was the last one in there, y'all should go in there for about 35 minutes.
Somebody cast a spark spell in here. I'm glad that at least Kyle got what I was saying.
Yeah. Okay. So where exactly was everybody other than... They're all still in Eclipsia other than... No.
Kurtal's in Zubiri Akram.
Yeah.
Rolun
Yeah,
and
some
Katrina
weird stuff.
just got back to the Lyceum, I think, because they spent the day out.
Oh, I did. I bought something. You guys have liked it.
Yeah, Ilaria's about to head back. She
Yeah.
was in Leriel when we stopped. She's going to head back, like,
All right,
now.
where was Sollyn?
Sollyn was talking to Walon about, or not Walon, sorry. He was talking to Namwin about possibly finding a way to be reinstated as an alchemist.
That's right. Okay.
And Namwin said, I'll get back to you on that. And then he probably, like, snorted a line of pixie dust or something.
Yeah.
Katrina went with Rolun. Fucking Aradia, I don't know, attacked a mattress.
She was in classes, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, she went to classes.
I went and bought something. You guys will love it. I'm sure every one of you will love it. It's amazing.
Okay.
You'll see.
So let us begin session 73 after that beautiful recap that kind of covered everything. All right. Good job, John. I give you a
I am
gold
the
star.
best. I'll put that in my inventory.
Okay. So Ilaria and Poogie are in Leriel. I think it was just the two of you up there.
Yeah, it was just the 2 of us. We had talked with the guy and we were about to head back.
Yeah. Okay. Rolun did his shit that night. I'm pretty sure you did about all the time you could for that day and the next morning, Tucker. So, especially with your one-on-one. So, okay. Were you guys going to stay up there in Leriel or go back that evening?
We were going to go back that evening so we can tell everyone about what's going on.
Okay, so we'll start with that and see if anything goes wrong. 1 die 100 on the teleport back.
John, you're keeping fate tonight. And you know what that means.
All right.
Yeah,
We're all doomed.
You
It
teleport
means we're
back
fucked.
beautifully onto the island, beside the island.
Mhm.
And you get a rowboat. You go across and you get to East Philly. It's all evening and shit. Okay, you guys go back to your home. Probably shortly thereafter, you find Rolun and them there with Katrina, and you learn about the fact that Kurtal and his new slave teleported westward to find the gold of his self.
Or pinches the bridge of her nose. Okay.
I tried to stop him, I really did. Sollyn says,
It's
looking
obviously
up
something he
book
has to
idly.
do. I mean, us fighting him would have just taken 3 days. And he just would have been upset after that, so it's fine.
But how's he going to teleport back?
Oh, he's gonna have a long-ass walk, is what I expect.
Did he go
Only-
to a Lyceum, whatever it's called?
I thought about
Station.
warning him that he should try to maybe schedule a date in which he'd return and have someone there to teleport him then, but I didn't remember in time.
I imagine Clement can teleport him back.
It's teleport's not in Clement's spellbook.
Well, then I don't think that was his main spell.
You now notice that the book Sollyn's flipping through is Clement's spellbook.
And he did teleport, though, you remember, right?
Technically, no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he died and got soul transferred
No,
there.
he teleported from Ilaria's place.
Yeah. No, he teleported from Alar's place. You said he teleported there into Zubiri
We don't know if he teleported from Alar's place. We just know he disappeared.
I mean, what the fuck else did he do?
Could have ran real fast.
Well, he was bound.
Are you saying your webs?
In a locked room?
Are you saying he did the motherfucking Flintstones bowling thing where he just ran on his toes?
And he ran.
He has dimension door. He could have used that to get out of the place.
But then he was also back by the next day when we teleported back to town.
Yeah, that's true. So,
The dude's a fucking all-star sprinter. Anyway,
Okay.
Shargans.
alrighty.
He's got to
So
rolling.
everybody is. Where the fuck is it?
Yeah. And then I tell everyone about what happened to Leriel.
Okay. So that evening, you don't wait. You just unleash it all.
Yeah. I'll wait for everyone that is here to get together.
Poof. Okay. I think everybody else. All right. Erdia. There we go. Sugar King is still taking his dump.
It's been a while.
He doesn't get a lot of roughage. Okay. And so you explain everything about the Duke and the ball.
Mhm.
Katrina thinks that's a beautiful idea. She likes it.
I had an idea of how we could out her. It'd be fairly simple, actually.
How is that?
You know that anti-magic field spell? We just walk by her with it on us. Any illusion, any transformation that's magic will be dispelled, whether it's divine or what have you.
Does that work on illusions?
Alright, nods.
Why is Poogie the one asking?
Because it would be good for her to know as the illusionist.
Exactly.
You think she'd know ahead of time?
Now she knows.
Oh, I didn't know they were invisible. I had to look that up. I didn't know they were invisible. That's weird.
What?
I didn't know anti-magic fields were invisible.
What color did you think they were?
I thought they were like some weird
No,
snot
they're not a sphere.
yellow.
Puce.
It's a field, that's the thing. If it's like if it's an anti-magic globe, then it would have an effect that's visible.
So
You
what?
get
Wait. So
me.
what color, Tucker? Do you think magnetism is?
Yeah.
The color of magic.
Silvery, kind of a quicksilver kind
Is
of.
that it? I think that is the color in the textbooks. I'll have to check.
Whenever I think of like anti-magic field, I think of like a yellow bubble.
I see what you mean, like sort of like an opaque field or visible
Yes.
distortion or something.
I would at
I
least.
am Magneto.
I would at least.
I imagine that when you first cast it, there is some like distortion in the air as the magic takes effect, but
How long does
because
it?
that's just fucking magic. Like
Oh.
force is mostly invisible, depending on how concentrated it is.
Level, Jesus.
It permeates
Wait.
all of us.
Give me
It
a
connects
second.
the universe.
When is Airden's birthday? I need to check.
I'm gonna blow your mind, Tucker. Lasers, they're not really red.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
It's not. Well, they can be red.
I own a laser
It has a
Man.
filter.
on a block. It's
Yeah.
red.
They put that in there. It's kind of like putting the odor in gasoline.
Yeah, that has a red filter on it. To make it red.
Gasoline smells that way.
You know the whole laser security systems, and they always show the red lights or the green lights. It's like that is
It's not a thing.
It's not real.
I know it's not real. You have to spray the hairspray.
Even that doesn't work.
That doesn't work either.
The baby powder does though. Baby powder does sort of half work.
Usually, if you do something heavy, dense enough to reveal it, it's dense enough to trigger it.
Yeah. Like baby powder is it can if it's like a big clump gets in it, it'll trip it.
Yeah.
So it's like, let me see where it is. Oh shit, I accidentally tripped it. I had like a 25% chance of not.
You rolled low on your disabled device.
Exactly.
So, okay. All right. This lesson in science brought to you by Uncle Bounce.
So I mean, if we can get an excuse to why we would be able to use that spell, perhaps we can talk into having us do some magic for a show or something.
We should do that walking through the Lyceum sometime. Just see what happens.
What?
Ain't that magic to you?
Sollyn will just shake his head.
Aren't you
Either what would
curious?
happen
Like,
is
maybe all the bricks would turn and we realize there's no bricks at all. It's just air.
I think either we'd be arrested, killed by the Lyceum guard just on automatically, or nothing would happen because the Lyceum magic's too powerful.
I think anti-magic field stops doesn't really matter, except for artifacts.
Listen,
I don't think it
Zodia's
works on
Vein
those.
is himself an artifact.
I'll kind of look out the window to the Lyceum. The Lyceum's
is
probably an
old
artifact.
Right?
There's a good chance Lyceum's an artifact.
That's a good point.
What is wrong with you?
But that's irregardless.
Get-
What do you think about the idea of
I think it'll work.
we just need an excuse
You
to be
can
able
be
to
the
have it on us?
But how am I going to go then? Because everybody's going to see me as a goblin.
Yeah.
Well, they'll see me and her, so I imagine there's not a problem with having a goblin, is there?
I could be a really fancy goblin.
That's a problem that nobody's addressed. How are you going to try and oust the drow when you are a drow yourself?
That's always been
She's
the
a
problem.
drow, get her!
Yeah, that's why I'm not the best person to go to Arathel.
In addition,
It's kind of like if
there's
Paul Revere wore a red coat during his ride.
Yeah.
It would just ruin the whole thing.
Yeah. At least
The
in
red
Leriel,
coats
like,
are
we have
coming. The
some.
red coats are coming.
In Leriel, they like us already, and they already know that like we're cool because we helped save one of their people.
In addition,
Like-
there's another problem.
What's that?
In the past, the drow have been using actual cosmetics as opposed to illusion magic.
Yes, but she's been with. I wonder. We saw her at the last party, right?
I did not go to a party.
No.
I'm talking to Uncle.
No.
She wasn't there?
No.
Okay. Good to know. That's a good point. If she's using. Guess it depends on if we see pointy ears.
They had the pointy ears hidden.
They're very hard to hide.
I
If
It
you look
worked
for them
well
close
with
enough. We weren't expecting those people to be drow, though.
That's fair.
I think it will work. And if it doesn't work, we should have a plan B. What's the plan B?
Well, obviously, I don't think this is the first thing we do. We try to just listen in, try to possibly follow her occasionally, see what she's up to. This would be a good time for them to attack, honestly. These couple days. Except that I imagine they'd want it to look like an accident, so this may be too public. It's hard to say.
Okay. Pooh's convinced.
We need to make sure we have a good excuse to have that magic going on. Obviously, we can't just cast it in the middle of all of them.
Uncle, can you detect an anti-magic field? Like with the detect magic?
Well, it'd be very simple to detect it. If you have magic and it fails,
He means with detect magic the spell. That's a good question.
I don't think you'd be able to detect. It'd probably be like trying to detect a black hole with light.
yeah,
You
you'd
can't
have to
see it,
Yeah.
but you can detect the lack of it.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's a very
Okay.
good analogy. Yep.
Okay,
And
I
make
was
a
just kind
wisdom
of...
check, not roll a 1 to realize that some shit's going on.
So if
So
you
we-
see magic that nears it but doesn't enter it, and it slowly bends towards it, you know, there it is.
Is there sort of like a natural, like, low-key magic just in the air, like everywhere, sort of permeating?
Generally, yeah,
So that would also be gone. You just detect a void then.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just kind of curious if it was like you get rid of active magic and ambient magic was still there, or if it just became that sort of space.
No, it's anti-magic. It kills even natural magic. But it's not like you can always detect the magic that's everywhere. Magic theoretically is everywhere. But sometimes there is laws that are so low that you can't detect it naturally. So
Yeah.
it would not
that's
necessarily
super
be
high.
suspicious, but you would notice that there's a lack of magic in this area. But that wouldn't necessarily be an automatic suspicion.
Success, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless like you're in a room of magic that is all around you. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Now, greater detect magic would probably have a much better chance. Because that would detect even minor levels of natural magic, and then you'd notice, hey, there's absolutely nothing in this area.
I'm only asking because we know that Ilaria can detect magic at will with her crazy drow eyes.
Yeah,
So
I was about to ask that. If you detect magic on it, do you just detect nothing?
Yeah, it's just a
Like
gap
is it
in magic
normal?
space.
So it's just normal then.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, not really normal because there's magic in the air. But if you
Well,
don't detect magic in
Tucker,
the air,
you've been
yes,
out
it's
of it for the
normal.
last 10 minutes of this conversation.
Yeah, because we literally just went over
No,
this.
I've been listening the whole damn time. I just been wondering about that specific facet.
That's what we were talking about.
Just
So,
literally
yeah.
that specific facet.
Also, I found I found a very funny picture. I'm gonna link it. It's funny.
So that's what you were fucking doing. I see.
It's
Nice to
funny.
Nice to have your priorities on deck. No, I'm only bringing it up because I'm pretty sure Ilaria would think of it like if you use an anti-magic field, any drow in the area would be able to see that sort of gap in space.
It's likely, yes. Okay. It's not even that funny of a picture.
All right, let me see this beautiful picture. That I'm...
It's funny. John's just a stick in the mud.
What
Is
the
that
fuck's
the
wrong with
next
that
one?
thing?
Is it the next? Is the next familiar for Ilaria's new character, or for John's new character when she dies?
Yeah.
No,
Again.
that is his new character.
I see.
Okay. All right, let's see.
Gosh, that's ridiculous. So yes, we should need to figure out a way to use the spell without it being suspicious. That's the issue, because it only lasts a few rounds, so it's not like we can just rounds, a few seconds, maybe a minute or so.
John.
Perhaps
What?
Artie and Poogie can go up there as some sort of fantastic gesture show.
Less rounds per level.
It lasts for 10 minutes per caster level.
Does it really?
Yes.
Okay,
Anti-magic
then never
pills.
mind.
Yeah. It lasts a long ass time.
Well, you still got a problem because this is going to be a bowl that continues on and off for a week.
Yeah,
We'll just have the wizards who can prepare it every day
that's why
and
I.
cast it anytime they think they'll come across the drow.
What level?
Or
is
you
it?
could just cast it on the door that everybody's walking through.
What level is it? The spell.
6.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's why only you and Katrina can cast it. Otherwise, I would
Well,
have
you
it.
can do it if you have
No.
a scroll, and we can make scrolls. Trade mate scrolls.
Well, that still costs money, but yeah.
Do we really need to do that? I mean, if two of y'all can cast it, or you can, she can't, but you can because you have it.
Wait, Tucker has it?
Yeah, you bought it.
I've got anti-magic circle. Yeah, I bought it.
You mean field?
What? Shut up. Point being is that I have it.
No, you bought Anti-Magic Circle. That is the cheap ripoff. It's made in
Oh, there's a
Taiwan.
difference. I didn't know there's a
Yes,
difference.
there's a difference.
It's made in Taiwan.
See, that's what you're thinking. The field's 10 minutes. The circle's not. I've got
It's actually only anti-magic field. There is no anti-magic circle.
What the fuck are we talking about then?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't think any of us are in any condition to play tonight.
I think what
How
it
do you have a
is.
spell that doesn't exist?
I think
Listen.
what it is
I
that
Make one.
in 3.5 it was called anti-magic circle.
Right.
Hang
Well-
on.
Sollyn's gonna hang out in class when he's, because you're not sneaking a giant spider drow into a fucking ball when you're
Hey,
trying to
no-
catch a drow.
That's right. Well, you're with the wizards. Who cares?
You
But
could
still, it
probably-
would be.
It's
Even
a little
more.
bit, it's a little bit hypocritical. Yeah, we're hunting down drow. You guys are real shit at your job.
You should come as a centaur.
Sollyn's not a big fan of disguising himself.
Oh, I'm sure.
But anyways, as I keep trying to say, we need to find a way to cast it and make it not so obvious that we're casting. We can't do it in the middle of the room, obviously, unless we have a reason to be casting magic in the middle of the room.
Well, somebody said something about casting in the doorway. I believe that was Kurtal, who's off in the midst of
We
nowhere.
could do it beforehand, but the problem with that is there are going to be people walking around the building. It's not just going to be an empty doorway at the front of the hall that they're setting up a party for. You really think that's...
I'm not familiar with surface world customs, but
That's not even a surface world custom.
but
In your throne room, do
in
you
the
leave the
Underdark,
front door just
in the
unguarded?
Underdark, there's often a great hall in which these balls tend to have an entrance in which the patriarchs of the various families come in.
He's just having a backyard barbecue.
It's where the ladies go off to the side to poop on the floor.
If you're
What do you
into
think
it,
we
yeah.
are, Durgar?
That's true, by the way. Another history lesson from Uncle Bounce. At the height of the courtly lands of France, they wore so many layers of fucking clothing that they couldn't take it off to go to the bathroom. So during these huge balls, they literally go off to the side and just shit on the floor and then go back. Very classy, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you gotta love France.
Yeah.
Ancient times are gross.
Well, I guess we could do it on door, but the problem is we have to have access to it without someone noticing, because anyone in there could be a spy. You guys are the most talkative people today. Literally
I'm trying
saying
to-
nothing.
I don't think I think neither you nor me should be at this ball in the first place. If we're trying to expose the man's wife as a drow.
Well, says
So
Katrina.
what?
The Duke already is aware of Ilaria. I mean, she was the first person to interface with him to begin with.
But it might be a little bit hypocritical.
Fuck hypocritical. When the prince's wife suddenly changes from a human to a drow, I mean, that's some serious shit. Like, no one in the room that isn't on our side, that is on our side, will say, "Who the fuck? What did they do with the princess?" That's exactly what they're gonna think.
Then we just look like idiots.
I think
It's true. That's what I'm saying. That's not the first thing we do. I've said that like 30 times if you were listening.
Oh, well, that would be a problem.
Get some cobwebs in your ear.
I think we have a very good reason to be there because we are subjects of the Duke, and he simply invited us to his ball. I don't think that's anything to be suspicious.
No, the issue is having a reason again to cast the spell and have it not be known. Like, are we literally hoping that there's no one next to a door at some point, and that they happen to walk through it?
Usually these places, the royals, ferry out their various people through the main door, and now entering
Yes.
the Duke and
The
his
main
wife,
door
yada,
will be
yada.
guarded at all points of the day.
How do
Which is
you
what-
know?
Well, it
Have you
makes
ever been
sense.
in any throne room ever that hasn't been guarded constantly,
But we
even
can
when there's no
cast
one
it.
in it?
We can cast an anti-magic field on one of us, can we not? And have it
Yes.
follow us, or on an object in our hand, even more.
But again, you have to do that when no one sees or hears you, and then have time to get from wherever you are to
It
where
lasts
they
10
are,
minutes, doesn't
and
it?
happen to be there.
10 minutes per level?
Yes.
We're going to
But
be
you may not
very
interact
careful.
with them for the
Shortly
first hour
before,
of the ball.
shortly before all the people come in, we cast it on a rock. We then drop the rock as we enter, and then usually, actually, would we know if the commoners would come in and then all the famous people, or the famous people then all the commoners?
You would have to do an ability check to know that.
I'll do one since I was there for the last one. I might have some sense.
I'll ask
An
Katrina as well.
ability. I'm gonna roll terribly. Yep, 10.
Alright. Katrina. Impress everyone. Alright. Sollyn. How the fuck do you know, Sollyn?
I have been researching the surface extensively since I arrived here.
You just come up from the Underdark and you're like, I'm telling you exactly how these nobles do their shit.
I've been doing a lot of research. Give me just a second.
He's going to do
There's this
do
one
more
place that will pay you
research.
to put cheese on your feet.
It's the land of Thunkle Dunk.
He's a little weird.
I'm back. Hello. Sorry.
Welcome back. And he's not weird. Necro, quit calling him weird. He's just a
Thunkle Dunk?
Virginian. Oh, okay. Okay. So, you guys have a beautifully intelligent discussion about your plans.
Well, I mean, it's literally just me and Sollyn talking at the moment.
Tucker,
do I know?
Do you have any input other that's actually meaningful?
Ron's asleep.
Do I know whether the royals come in first or?
You know that usually that stations have it that the higher the station comes in last.
Okay.
Therefore,
And-
they have a greater audience.
Okay, so I figured it'd be something like that. So here is what I propose: we cast it on a rock before we come in. Or one of us stays outside, cast it on a rock. We give it to Lord Gundabad because he's our inn, is he not?
The Duke is our inn.
Or the Duke, sorry. Oh, this is the other one. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Leriel Prince. In any case, we drop the rock on the floor, and then they come in, they walk over it.
Do you think that they'll come in after the first hour?
What
No,
if
but-
what if the Duke trips on the rock?
It just has to be a small pebble, and I'm sure many people will walk past by
But again,
before him.
They're going to start this thing hours before the Duke comes in, and the rest of
Are
the
they?
nobles. Most likely, they'll be setting it up before then. So again, we can't be there and cast a spell.
We might be
I
able
mean,
to find an area.
You're expecting the...
Wait,
Go ahead.
We might be able to find an area. We could privately do it, but we're going to have to work together. We might have to work as a team where one group distracts while the other casts a spell.
Yes.
Exactly, that's
I
what I
can
was
be
trying
quite
to
distracting.
get at.
I think that should work. And again, it's going to be a week-long event, so I think we're going to be able to see it and evaluate the situation, and then formulate a plan that fits best for how it's working.
You have
Yes.
a point. Alright. So, has anyone... What's everyone else been doing? What's the rub? What's going on?
I think we should have a base plan, then we should go and try to enact the plan as best we can.
Well, this isn't happening for several more days. Almost
Yes,
a week.
Once we leave, yes. Up until then, I should probably attend classes, because I've been to 3 classes, essentially.
I agree. Katrina. God, I'm gonna go get Rolun. Fucking hop over the couch and go upstairs. Knock on Rolun's door.
Is there even
Yeah.
a door?
Why? Did we remove the doors for some reason?
No, but it probably. I don't know.
Long shot knocked it off the fucking hinges.
Give me a minute. We'll be down in a minute.
I open the door. Hurry up! Let's make the light. Actually, do I have light for today? I don't know. I don't think I do.
Also,
If I do, I'll put it like right in
Yeah.
front of your fucking face.
get little Joe's token.
Little who?
You remember.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Get it. Get his token.
There are dancing lights now. Oh, dang, the fucking spell didn't work. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's right. The sheets fight you let me sleep.
Fucking hell. Fucking bullshit.
Introducing the new party member.
What the fuck?
What's going on?
Well,
he'd be over here by the flower pot.
you can control him.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you open the door, you cast dancing lights.
It's just lights all in his face now. What the hell do I see there?
Probably see
You gotta do a perception check to notice the bushy man.
Oh gosh. You got a living plant?
better.
Okay.
Even
right.
better. What the fuck did I decide to call him? Little Matt or some shit? I don't remember.
Oh, wow, I didn't know shit.
Okay. You see, next to his potted plant, a smaller plant, a bushy, looks like just a very small bush, actually. Except it turns and looks at you, and then waves. One of its branches.
I wave back.
Yo.
Hello.
Actually, it's Roland's job to do the voice.
No, it's not. I don't want to do that thing's
Yeah.
voice.
Then you shouldn't have fucking bought it.
Yep.
You were gonna do his voice.
Go ahead.
Katrina, what sort of bullshit do you think they're getting into up there?
I
what-
would not
what's it-
hazard a guess.
What's it gonna sound like? Hang on. Let me get his voice down. Hang on. I fucking think of this.
What's up, bitch? Want to try and smoke my weed?
Jesus.
Suck my stamen.
It's gonna be another game of nothing getting done because people fucking do goddamn shrubs.
Okay, Sollyn's down here chatting it up with the various. Why is our cabal is primarily
All right,
ladies?
I got it.
It's just what's happened.
Hello. I think you woke him up. I don't think that was a good idea. He's pretty snory.
I think it was a good idea. We need to talk to him.
Well, he woke me up.
We'll get back to sleep then. I just walk off. Like, well, that's a thing.
Can you turn that off?
No. Sollyn is playing violin. This is ambient and aesthetically pleasing.
Yep.
Yes.
Sollyn seducing the various women downstairs.
Yes.
The married ones?
Yoda is just losing all control.
Roland tries to fucking pillow fight the dancing lights and realizes that's not gonna work.
On guard, lights.
So he'll just get a sleeping cap and give it to the Leshy and keep going. No, this is the right way.
Wrong door.
That was pretty. I like it. Play it again.
Do Master of Puppets.
All right, everyone. I don't know if you've heard this before. I'm gonna play Wonderwall.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Surprisingly enough, it sounds exactly the same.
Hey everybody, this is a little one I made myself. I call it Mumbo number 5.
There you go. All right, so I think you guys have figured out. I don't know the plan with the.
We
dude
figured out that
killer.
we want to go and see what happens. Fuck planning. We're just gonna fucking go for it.
Okay,
Well,
that's
there's
that's
no-
essentially a week away.
We're gonna find a place in the castle to put down an anti-magic field and go say hi to his wife.
Right.
Yes,
Okay, that's simple.
that's the basic plan.
How we
As
outside?
Sollyn said earlier, that she may not be magically concealed.
We could also put a bucket of water over the door, perhaps.
Anti-magic water.
Flora considers that. Well, that would be hilarious. I mean, that wouldn't be hilarious. I mean, that'd probably offend them. And
It would be a major geopolitical incident, I'm sure. But it would wash off any makeup.
That would just killed someone.
yes, I'll put you down here because we need to talk about Arathel. What are we doing with that? What?
Isn't that what we've been talking about?
No, that was Leriel.
No. Let's do the same thing.
Katrina just hangs her head.
Oh gosh.
Meanwhile, in turn
The
you
migrant.
have.
Oh,
Need some water.
Jesus. Okay. Well, that's
Oh, I was
actually
gonna
just-
pick down the Leshy. Oh, by the way, I bought a
Leshy.
Leshy.
From who?
I went to the menagerie for the first time. The place is fucking cool. But I bought a Leshy.
Why?
Listen, don't worry about it. Point being is that I bought a Leshy is made out of seaweed.
There you go.
And I named him Little Mac.
All right. And you got little Mac. Alrighty. Necro.
Hello.
Kurtal pays for the really weird turn your Hethan wizard to teleport your ass to Zubiri Akram. Yes, yes. Poof! You appear inside a room. The room has sandy, plastered walls and ceiling, and dirt floor, somewhat sparse. Raw wooden furniture that's been bleached out and looks somewhat whitish and gray. There's open windows cut into the walls with just wooden shutters tied shut. It's not a very large place, but the area you teleported into, it's large enough for everybody to fit in comfortably, the three of you, and your whatever luggage you brought along. And Wizard, Nameless 42, thanks you for the payment, takes all your money, and then holds out his hand for a tip.
High five.
Oh, you're gonna get stabbed.
No, Kurtal would give him like an extra 10 gold or something.
Okay. Be sure to deduct that. He thanks you. Now, is there anything, any advice you need? I can give you some directions, for a price.
Well, unless you can prove you know where an old temple, was, there's not much you can do for me.
An old temple that was. Yeah, there's a lot of those.
It was abandoned or attacked about, must have been 30 plus years ago.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Gee, thanks.
30 to 3,000 years ago, sure. Uh-huh. I tell you, Zubiri Akram, make sure you don't piss off the family here. That it's worse than pretty much any of the other states, the cities. That's a free tip. It's the only thing you get for free, especially in Zubiri Akram.
Well, I appreciate it either way.
Be real careful with magic, too. It's allowed only indoors in your own private home. No one's allowed to cast any magic at all out in the streets. And they're very strict about that.
Mm.
It's not even casting. If they detect any magic out in the street, they get kind of pissy, so.
All right. Thank you for the information.
Yeah. That's another 10 gold.
You already got tipped.
Well, that was a tip.
You're not getting anything else.
All right. Now you don't know about the law that will probably save your life. Well, or might end it.
I'll take the chances.
Okay, well, the door's right there.
He's just gotta hang out. He's not teleporting back.
Huh.
Kurtal leaves and is immediately arrested for wearing clothes that are slightly the wrong shade of beige.
It's illegal to wear anything with color.
Tattoos illegal.
Okay. So, Kurtal's just gonna step outside.
You step outside and you're immediately hit with a warmth that belies the winter. It's very hot. It's extremely bright. There is no shade any fucking where. You open the door and it is pure bright white light everywhere. Takes a while for your eyes to adjust. The guy that teleported you here comes up behind you, pats you on the back, and then pushes you on out the door, along with your little slave girl. Y'all come back now, you hear? And then he shuts the door. And once out on the street, you realize, okay, you're on... the streets are hard. They're bricked. A lot of the bricks, though, are broken down, so there's divots everywhere. About 1 out of every 10 bricks has at least a corner chipped. Most people are walking. The streets are very narrow. Only wide enough for probably 2 horses to go side by side one direction. And everybody else will have to get out of the way for that.
Sounds like Boston.
Yeah. Place seems mostly flat. You don't see a rise anywhere where the city raises up on any side. It seems mostly 1 story. There's a few 2-story buildings, but it looks like it's pretty much just a flat 1-story place. Narrow streets, and it's fairly dense actually. And that's all you see around you. The sun is very bright above you, and while it is warm, it is not overly hot. It feels pretty good in the grand scheme of things. Right now, it's probably about 80 degrees, and very bright.
Makes me glad that Kurtal has his hot weather clothing just in case.
Just in case. There are a few people walking back and forth in your immediate vicinity. The first thing you see is Fate Keeper. Can I have 3 die 120, please?
3 die 120.
3. Damn it. 3 1 die 20. God damn it. Hold on. I know the 20's something. Now I gotta look it up.
It's your mother! Wow, this entire thing has been for naught.
We're gonna get through this real fast. You open the door and your mama's there.
Oh, what are you doing in my house?
What?
Yeah, no, you're fucking annoying. I just wanted to live here now. Go away.
It was all an excuse just to ditch you and your deadbeat father. Alright. Okay. Alright, 1 die 3, please, Fate Keeper. Okay. So you see 2 humans, and walking about dressed in commoner's clothing. You see someone walking by that looks nicer. You think it's human. It's hard to tell first. You have no reason to think it's not human other than the fact that it's taller than the average human and very clean, very nice looking. It's a man, ponytail, clean shaven. Ponytail is pulled back. It's very clean, very sharply, tightly pulled back. A brunette hair. Stands about 6'4", and he's walking by and he's armed where everybody else is not. He's got a button-up tunic with actual bone buttons that glisten in the sunlight, a leather belt with a gold buckle, and shoes that the toes curl up and backwards like little elf shoes, except they're brown.
He's got genie shoes.
And he's just, they're walking in different directions up and down the street. Nobody's standing around loitering necessarily, but that's what you see immediately, and they're kind of walking at a casual pace. Okay, so what do you do?
Can I use a perception check to see how the people react to these sharply dressed individuals?
They seem to not. Sure, go ahead. Sense motive. See if you pick up something that might be. No, you'd have to do sense motive. You can see their faces fine. On the surface, there's nothing particularly telling. Yeah, you can't pick up anything more subtle. They seem to just be going on their own way, minding their own business.
All right. Is there a shopkeeper nearby? Like a stall or whatever?
You see no stalls or anything like that. It looks mostly like buildings with wooden doors. They don't look very large. Probably 1 or 2 room buildings. And that's your immediate vicinity. Likely residential.
Yeah, I was about to say, this looks like a residential area. Alright, so I guess there's no indication of like a market area or like a business sector somewhere nearby?
You can go left, you can go right, and then you could, if you want to walk around between the the buildings in front of you, there are small alleyways that you can walk straight ahead as well, and between the buildings. But you see that you cannot see that they lead necessarily anywhere special, to any special district or area.
To the right, then.
Okay. You turn to the right. You start heading down. That happens to be the way that the fancy dress guy is heading. Do you kind of just follow him, or you're just going to continue going straight? Are you going to try to get closer to him? You're just going to walk at your own pace. You don't really care about him, or are you going to change anything based on this person that you're walking behind?
So you're saying I've seen a few of them around, or just this one?
Just that one of that style. You do walking. You will pass a couple others that look generally like commoners of varying wealth, but nothing special.
I don't suppose I can roll any knowledges to pick up on who this guy might be in terms of society, right?
Do you have any locals on southwestern Harn?
Menakai.
Okay, you could roll that. 1, 2. You'd have several penalties, but it would be alright. 2, 4. You'd have -6.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, it's not a botch, but I know fuck all.
Yeah, you have no idea about, yeah, nothing. As you continue walking, the road continues on, and there are finally, after several buildings that continue, rows, essentially, side by side. This is clearly a residential area, rather densely populated, or at least the buildings are. Eventually, you'll get to cross an intersection. Nothing special. It's another street that goes left and right. The street you're on continues on, and the guy in front of you continues on. At this intersection, though, you do see several other people. You see somebody standing on the corner, loading up a basket full of loaves of bread. It's a man with a very a black, very large beard that has gray in the corners, around the corners of his mouth, in the beard, and he's got a large wrap around his head, made of dark material. It's a dark brown.
Can I do a perception check to see how the women are dressed around here?
Sure. I can just use your last one if you want. 35. Okay. Okay.
Either or.
22. All right. So, the two women that you've passed so far, they are what you would have expected from Turnerhath so far. Nothing worse or better. Nothing particularly unique. They have loose clothing that hangs, drapery, sheeting, things like that. And it tends to be, for the most part, the commoners, they tend to have more on the top than they do the bottom. And it kind of usually fans out, or they use it as some sort of shielding. So it's either wrapped, or they actually, looks like they have a stick of some sort that has a crook, like a crook that seems particularly wide. It looks like there's like a shawl or something that drapes over it, and they hold it up actually as some type of like makeshift umbrella device to help block the shade. The top half tends to be mostly clothed around the shoulders, around the neck, and their heads, where the lower half of their legs tend to be bare.
Okay. I was trying to make sure that this wasn't like really conservative, where the women are all covered up and all that.
Does not seem that way. No.
Yeah, because we need to rectify that right quick.
Yeah.
If that were the case. As much as I want to follow Fancy Pants, I get the feeling that would end poorly.
Well, it doesn't look like he's going anywhere restricted or anything like that.
there's nothing I can do because the only Ternubian noble that I've had experience with nobles that I've experienced with in their natural environment was Katrina when we were here with her, and that was up in Throtoka.
Correct.
And I think that the horses are actually Asher's
Yep.
Malik's.
Well,
Yeah.
So that wasn't even her home.
so you can go left, continue straight, or go right, or you can try to just say you're trying to find a certain type of district or area.
Well, I'm gonna see if there's an Siren temple in town so I can get better directions, because then the people there would know what I'm talking about.
All right, so you're looking for anything that looks like spiritual area.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, no, I'll ask the dude who's handling the bread.
All right. You approach the guy with the brown head wrap. As he's sticking in the last few loaves, he's got about 12 loaves of bread in there, in that basket.
Well, he's one short.
It's true. All right. And you approach him, and what do you say? What language do you speak, by the way? Do you speak Terran?
Kurtal speaks Hethan.
Okay.
I wouldn't have gone here if I couldn't. Pardon me, good sir. If I could have a moment of your time.
He will look up at you and glance you over and then nod, tip his head. Of course. How can I help you, good sir?
I was hoping if you could direct me towards a Temple of Asira, if there's one in the area. I'm researching an abandoned temple that should be north of here, and I was hoping to speak with them about finding its location.
Well, there is a Temple of Asira. I'm not too familiar with the people that run it. I could take you there. I'd be happy to.
I would not want to impede on your time. You look as if you are a man of business, and I know that time is money.
Are you new to Zubiri Akram?
Is it that obvious?
No, nothing is obvious. No, sir. Many people pass through this location. Well, used to all sorts and sights. Never presume.
Wise words.
I try to be wise when I can.
It is a good trait to have. But I would not want to impede on your time if you are not heading in that direction.
Would you like a loaf of bread?
I think I would enjoy one quite thoroughly, yes.
Yes, I think you would. I tell you what, it's 2 for 1 or 2 for 3.
I'll take just one for now.
He pulls out one and hands it to you. Well,
How much do I owe you?
Just 2.
2.
Copper.
Yep, Kurtal will pull 2 copper from his bag and hand it to the dude.
Thank you. He sticks it in his pocket. And any for her.
This will be for her. Thankfully, I'm able to take care of myself when it comes to food. I'm hoping that we can help use this to extend our rations.
Well, you want directions then? The
Please.
Siren Temple. Well, of course. And I suppose if you don't want me to lead you there, I would say 5 silver should be suffice.
So it's that kind of town. I got the feeling Rolun would fit in well here.
I'm bad, you piece of shit.
And I stand by my statement. Yeah, no, Kurtal will nod and hand the guy the 5 silver.
What happened to make him want 5 silver?
He's getting directions.
Oh,
Giving directions.
It's that kind of town.
you should have bartered.
Thank you.
I would, but Kurtal's bartering skill is garbage.
All right, Pale Man, here are your directions. He turns and straightens, picks up the basket and points. Straight ahead, the way you were going. Continue this way. Pass 2 more intersections. Turn left. Go for 3 intersections. Turn right. Go 4 intersections and then turn left. You'll go up a hill. Can you continue up past 3 wells. Wench wells. When you pass the 3rd wench well, turn right. Then go down the hill and you will slowly descend into the temple district. There you will find your Siren temple. Good day. And he turns and walks off.
Yep.
And I hope you wrote those down.
Yep. Straight ahead, past 2 intersections, take a left. 3 intersections, then turn right. 4 intersections, turn left. Up the hill, past 3 winch wells, turn right down the hill, and it should be there.
Okay. And you're going to follow those directions?
It's the best lead I've got.
Okay. Fatekeeper, 1 die 20, please.
Nothing possibly could go wrong.
Okay. And you start traveling, following those directions, and Anya follows behind you or beside you. Do you have her walking behind you or beside you, or you let her choose?
I am trying to remember the, how, what's her name? Katrina's mother.
Mm-hmm. Leonia?
That's it. I'm trying to remember how Leonia's mother walked when she was with Nathaniel.
To the side and behind?
Yeah, so I'd probably do it like that. Because I'm going to guess that's typical Ternu.
Okay.
Just lay it set up.
All right.
Is she still got my symbol on her?
Your arcane mark?
Yes.
Did you draw that to be... I can't remember. Did you draw that to only be visible magically or visible to everybody?
It is visible.
Visible to everybody. Okay. Then yes. You drew that. Where did you draw that?
It was like up on her chest.
Okay.
Like where you would put like a badge or something.
Okay. Like on the visible part of her chest. Way high?
Yeah. So it can be seen.
Okay. All right. And what's the symbol of? What's the mark?
It matches the mark on my big blue overcloak.
Which is...
It's a big golden ankh.
Okay. All right. So...
With the 3 eyes on the head of the ankh, like the loop.
All right. So, yes, it's still there. So, all right, you guys travel. So where do you go?
Well, from that dude, we'd go straight ahead, past the first 2 intersections.
Okay.
Then turn left, past 3 more intersections, take a right, 4 intersections, turn left, up the hill past 3 winch wells, then turn right and go downhill.
Okay. Well, when you get to the area where you're going up the hill, it's that area where you realize that, hey, this area isn't entirely flat. It was flat up to that point. And then it did kind of go up. It was a mild inclination. And so you went up it a ways. It was not that bad. And then you got to the area, you turned right, and you went back down. And when you went down, you started to see larger buildings. Obviously not residential at that point. The area you were descending into clearly had a larger function for larger groups of people. These buildings mostly were 2-story buildings. There was one large building that was 3-story with a 4-story tower buttressed up to the side of it. and it was made of stone with very large glass windows above the vaulted or arched doors in the front. Essentially colored glass, looking very ornate, very expensive. The rest of the buildings are pretty. There's varying degrees of wealth, but most of them tend to be much more simpler than that, and just functional more than decorative. Okay. You usually easily find the one with the siren markings and terminology, and you go in there. Okay. Back we go to the east. And this would have all been that evening, but we'll have to jump back and forth. So, that evening, you guys in Eclipsia debated endlessly on many brilliant plans and schemes that you have for the future. And once you settle on your brilliant plan of whatever it is, you go to sleep. The next morning, everybody wakes. Rolun and Katrina. No, Rolun. He's gone. With Chell. Poof.
What?
Yeah. Even though you introduced your little chubby checker there.
Was that supposed to be today?
That was supposed to be the next morning, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I
That's
thought that
okay.
was...
And then he comes back with fucking ugly.
It's adorable.
So everybody essentially has their morning to themselves. Is there anything anybody wants to do in the morning while they're waiting for Rolun to reappear?
I'll go talk to, or I'll go. What did did anyone say he'd get back to me, or that I should check back in with him?
He'd get back with you.
Okay.
You should probably do the latter.
Hold on. What did you want him to do?
To see if there's any way for me to get back into the alchemist school, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, he said he'd get back with you on that.
Okay. It's only been a day, so I'd give him some time. I'd probably just go to my classes.
Okay. All right. Katrina would recommend that you come back around noon. Rolun should be awake by then, wherever he's at.
All right. And what are our plans?
Not back, just awake.
Wait, hang on. I was about to say I didn't want to interrupt. I would have told Katrina if y'all would ask her where I went. She would tell y'all that he went to talk to his mom.
Oh, okay. Well, then she would tell you that and say to come back around noon. He'll be back by then.
Okay. What are our plans for the day?
I imagine we'll probably be doing whatever we agreed upon last night.
Oh, yes, that thing. Okay. Well, I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. And, okay, so that's Sollyn. John, what's Ilaria doing in the morning? Anything particular? Really? That's really interesting. What else?
Is John the one eating, or is that Necro?
That's
Tucker.
me.
I'm...
If there's anybody eating, it's always Tucker.
Yeah.
All right, John, if you're talking, nobody's heard you yet.
He said BRB on the Roll20.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
He does that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, does he want to interrupt? I don't blame him.
Oh no, I'm more concerned. I'm worried he might have a bladder infection that he should get addressed. Trying to be a good friend.
I gotta go take a monster dump. I'll be back.
Damn it, Tucker.
Listen, I can't control this shit. Literally. Shit
God damn it.
Uncle, I blame you for setting that joke up for him.
Alright.
All right.
All right. Sollyn will hang out with the various NPC women we now have.
Yes.
Time for a dance party. Yeah, it's like the
Erdia
fucking
is
scene
gonna
with
measure
Stewie
you.
Griffin.
I've got a set of legs for each of you.
Erdia is gonna measure you for a new set of pants.
Nah, just do the scene like Stewie Griffin from Family Guy. I feel like having a sexy party.
She thinks
Erdia.
she thinks that you're gonna love corduroy.
In future, I may have a spell that will allow me to wear pants if it will cease your incessant fixation with the matter. You are nearly as bad as the bedbug about this.
Oh, what's the spell gonna be?
I'll go over the spell with her, somewhat.
Wow, that's gross.
It's gonna be called Spidery Specification. And it's gonna have a picture. It's gonna have a picture describing it. That's the cover of an Animorphs book.
Okay. She pretends that you're not weird at all.
Sollyn will do the same.
They auto go out and do pull-ups on the wall. Poogie, he's got 2 cleavers and she's chopping breakfast. And breakfast does not like it one bit. And Katrina is reading her books. Alright. John, you back yet? Alright. I'm gonna go take a piss. Let's all take a break. Be right back.
Right.
Don't hack up a lung.
Galarian lore.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome
I
back.
heard my name.
We're
We're talking about Abadar.
Abadar,
Abadabadabadar.
the god of civilization.
The Robocop of gods.
I am the law. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so, see now. It's the next morning. Waiting for Rolun to come back because he ran off and did his shit in the morning. He'll come back around noon. But ultimately, what did you guys agree to do the night before? What is your plan for the day?
We were talking about Arathel and like what we're gonna do about that because
What did we decide on?
Are you just going to go there and check out the place and investigate it?
Yeah, I think that's what we should do once the ball starts, because the ball's going to last a week.
that's not the same place, dude.
Oh, Arathel. I thought we were talking about
No,
Leriel still.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, Arathel.
that's why we keep fucking taking forever because no one knows what the fuck we're talking about.
So we
Except
haven't
for
made any
me.
decisions on Arathel, correct?
Other than like we need to go there and check shit out.
Correct.
When do we want to do that?
Well, we have like a week and a half to fucking do shit
Do you
before
think
the
we'll
ball
be able
starts.
to? Do you think we'll be able to do anything in a week and a half, or should we stay here, prepare for Leriel in the meantime?
That's a good point. I think we should at least go to Arathel and like see what's going on. I mean, not necessarily everyone goes, but we should check shit out because he's supposed to be attacked in like a month. No, his thing's in like a year,
Okay. And
and he's
how,
supposed to be attacked before then.
Uncle, how long do we have before the ball? Is it a week and a half?
You know what?
What's today's date?
Did I update the calendar last time? That's a good
I'm not
question.
You did.
I'm pretty sure. I thought I did.
You did.
I'm not sure what day the ball is.
It begins,
13th.
I believe, the 13th.
So we got
13.
after this is we got 7 days, including today. The next day.
Ooh, Sollyn would very much like to work on a spell instead of traipsing
You don't have to
off.
go with us. I'm saying like you can spend that 7 days. Like I think we should just check out ours. Posits like let's go check out Arathel.
Because
It's like just see
joining
what
the
is
Lyceum,
happening.
Sollyn's just been adventuring back and forth, and he needs to advance in the fucking Lyceum some.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear you.
All right. That would probably help your advancement if you completed a walk.
We completed our walk.
Is it completely finalized?
No.
We told.
We need
Uh,
to put in our reports, but what Long knows it's basically done. We just haven't like done the final report written up, which we can do today before we do anything else.
Okay.
by the way, did we get any Lyceum fame for bringing back the body of Zodi's Vane's daughter?
Not that you're aware of.
Okay.
I don't know. That was kind of a hush thing we did. Not many people knew anything about that. So
I was just curious
not
because
even-
everyone hates Sollyn at the Lyceum.
I imagine it was more of a we gained rep with people that would know about it.
Right.
Like
Not many people know
Ulysses and
Zodi's has a daughter.
Zodi's Fane. Yeah,
Right.
probably
Well,
just like
Zodi's
the
Vane was sort
Archmagi.
of like the Ilaria of the Lyceum.
Okay, so Sollyn's going to stay here for the week.
Good dick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And he's going to work on spells.
All right, he's going to research on a spell. So you should go ahead and start calculating what the DCs are going to be and put that in your character sheet slots.
Yes.
So we can do that. When it
Yes,
comes
I'm
up.
going to do that now.
Okay. Katrina will definitely go to Arathel. Aradia.
I mean, she can stay too if she wants.
I think she's going to stay and study
Yeah.
until she's needed.
She's going to get off on books or
Like
something.
right now, it's just reconnaissance. Like literally, we're just gonna like go ask questions. So like the commoners, like, what's been going on? What's the scuttlebutt? Kind of scope out the palace and just get a general idea of what the fuck's happening.
Well, hello there, friend. What's the local scuttlebutt?
Yeah.
What's scuttlebutt? Is that a wizard thing?
Poogie's going to go. She's anxious to set the Migrand straight on how he mistreats goblins.
Yeah.
And Rolun, I'm pretty sure, is going as well. I'm pretty sure he said he wants to go.
Yeah, he was the one that said we should go. I mean, I, as a player, thought we should pawn it off to the next person because Lari's not the best person to do this. But, I mean, no one else in the party is equipped to talk to people, so she kind of fucking has to go.
Okay, and you guys want to take Lealda, or do you want to leave her here, or assign her to something else?
Probably take her with us. I mean, unless she has something she wants to do here.
Nope. She's got nothing to do in Eclipsia. She's more than happy to go along.
Did you ever see how long it took her swords to be done?
Yes, they take a week, and it has only been like 2-3 days. So.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is the third, maybe fourth day. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So it looks like that's the group that's going. Sollyn's staying here.
Yeah, and Aradia is staying here. Ilaria is going to be going back and forth, so she continue her training during this time, and also later today when I go to the training, I'm going to tell them about this ball thing and tell them that I probably won't be able to come back for training during that time.
You're going to do that today?
Yeah, I have training with them at 2 today.
Okay.
So when I go to see him with that, I'll do that. This morning, I'm going to go finalize our report with Rolun about the walk, unless there's something else that people think we need to do.
Okay. Well, if you put it in your final report on the walk, everybody has to do a final report, so you're going to have to take time, everybody, to write that.
Okay, well.
Is that a casual action?
Um,
I know this isn't exactly downtime, but...
No, that'll take part-time.
Okay.
Okay, then I guess we'll do that over the next couple days as we're doing stuff. And
Alright.
then,
I'm also going to ask... Never mind, go on.
That's it.
No, I was going to ask Aradia to help me.
Aradia? Okay, what did you need help with?
Aradia, would you help me research this new spell I'm working on? You have quite a knack with books, and I figure since we're both going to be here somewhat.
Alright, I guess, yeah, that'll give me a chance to study some more. Okay,
Yeah.
what's it on?
It's a transmutation. How much do you know about that?
Probably nothing.
She's a universalist.
I know more than the average pair.
Yeah, I don't think Roland's too good at it. And yeah, here I'll tell you what I have in mind. Someone will go into that.
Okay. She'll listen to it. Her and Navi will give suggestions. Most of hers are stupid. Most of Navi's are alright.
The spider should be pink.
Should turn them into pillows instead of spiders.
And guys, we need to figure out what we're going to do the fucking Books of Eredin at some point, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've said my bit on those a while ago.
I guess this morning we'll have that discussion.
Yeah.
With
Well, it looks like
Guild.
Kurtal's not here. God damn it. Going off on a vision quest himself.
You're just jealous because you haven't had your own vision quest yet.
Okay. So isn't Katrina's int like one off from going up to 18?
I believe so.
Sollyn's is also one off for going up to 18.
Well, you're not as high ranked.
Sollyn will arm wrestle Katrina.
Only if Sugarcane gets to do the wrestling with his horn.
Let me see.
Actually, no. Katrina can have the int. Mine went up to 18 when I dinged to level 8.
Yes. She's one short of 18.
Yeah, so I figure we give it to her. Because she's already a high level wizard and still only has a 17. That's not good.
She can only
I think
cast 7th level spells.
Yeah, well, she can't even do that yet, but she will be soon, so. So, I suggest that she gets the int. Oh, that's right, Poogie's. What's Poogie's?
15.
Oh, gosh.
Pookie's also my Lyceum student right now,
That's true.
so she's not learning new magic.
I think either one. Those are the two best ones we have then. Those two.
Technically, she's not learning magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did find someone. Aridin did find a scroll that she had been working on.
Yes. And she seems to somehow be finding magic to put in her spell book.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, one of those two. I don't really care which. So
You're
it's really
talking
up to
about
them.
the Tomes of Intellect?
Yep, the Tome of Intellect.
Okay.
Because it gives them the most use. Like Poogie really needs it, and Katrina could use it pretty well too.
Were you guys dividing it out now?
I think so. I mean, like.
We don't want to just leave these things fucking lying around. They're divine artifacts.
I think you should let them lie around. I got some very interesting random encounter rolls just for them.
Yeah,
a very sweaty naked dwarf comes in and sits on him as he's looking for
This is
magical
yeah.
writing.
Aridin makes a wondrous discovery.
And then that means his stats go up and we have to re-roll the Harpo encounter.
I got proof. They're bleeding gods.
Yeah.
Alright. So.
Unless anyone's against splitting them up now.
Necro?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Are you for it or against it?
What, distributing the books?
Yeah.
Kurtal's not there, so he has no say in it. I'm fine if people want to put him out.
Okay. And,
Like, this is one of the things that I realized that might happen.
Pretty much just waiting on fucking Tucker. That fucking
Pretty sure that he's passed out on the toilet now.
God damn it. So, okay.
He's grabbing the wall, screaming.
Okay, so Sollyn, alright, so you're going to do your starting. Alright, Ilaria. We're going to go ahead and do your thing, even though it's technically going to come a little later in the day, but let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So you go and meet with, back up to have for your meeting today. With,
Okay.
Dahern. Dahern Soper. And like before, as you're there, you do realize that the Fort Svelier is rather vacant. So, but that's where you meet him. Okay. And
Okay.
he brings you in and says, okay. The first thing he says that we're going to have to do now is introduce you to the Sky Guard and the River Guard, where their quarters are located. And I'll ask you, have you been far down the coast here, past the East Weird Woods? Which there is a walkway past. If you want to say, it's pretty much up to you whether you want to say you've been past it or not. If this road goes down and around it along the shoreline.
Is it over there near where the cave is? Or is that on the other side? I forget. I can't tell from this map.
You mean the Western Grotto?
Yeah.
No, that's on the west side.
Oh yeah, this is Eastern. Durr.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
This is on the side of the map that you can't see.
Oh, I have been to the East Weird Woods, though. We have, so probably been in the area.
Of it, yeah. So this is all mountainous, and then the Eastward Woods pretty much goes from the foothills down here, almost the whole way over to the shoreline. Almost. There's about probably a couple hundred yards where it's shy of. The road goes along there, and there's ports all along there, the whole way down the island. So the ports aren't all just here. The ports go the whole way around, and the rest is just fields. So, okay. Well, in that case, you would know that there's a wall there, a gated wall, that people are not allowed to go past. If you go far enough, and you're not allowed to go past it, it's off limits. Same for the boats. They have the area cordoned off, essentially,
Gotcha.
out in the water. So it's restricted area. So, okay, so that's where he says he's gonna take you. And so he'll start walking with you down here. This will eventually go over against the coast and down past the woods. As you walk past the woods, they do give off this kind of foreboding sensation. They sway to wind that you don't feel. And they seem to always be moving in some way to some wind, even if no matter how calm it is on the outside. They're very dark, and it's very hard to see inside, even with your dark little eyes. It only sees a very short distance past the tree line.
Wow.
Yeah. So he just walks on past it. There's posted signs warning about not going near the Eastward Woods on all sides. And he just walks the path, following the road, down to where there is where you meet the wall. And I can't tell if I need to... Let me see. I can't remember if this is restricted based on sight or not. I don't think it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So let me drop you there. And I think, let me check the map. I think I'm just going to open this up. I don't think there's anything here that needs to be restricted. No. So I'm just going to make this totally open. Okay. There you go. You should be able to see now.
Let me zoom out a bit. Okay.
Okay. I didn't
This will
populate.
kill Necro's computer.
Yeah. Probably is killing his computer right now.
I'm sorry, I've just been absorbed in the fact that this guy has a fucking Anakin Skywalker rat tail going on.
Just let it alone.
Yeah, dude.
Nothing wrong with rat tails. They're going to come back. Okay.
So will the plague.
I'm actually not sure that's true.
I bet.
I don't care.
Okay.
Did you finish shitting out your tibia?
And others.
Okay.
I had to shower. I felt gross.
Jesus.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It is funny. But it was awful.
Oh, I
What
forgot.
did you eat?
It's not.
Alright, that's not it. That's right.
I'm not going into this right now. What's happening? Did Kurtal get mugged?
No.
Damn it.
No, we decided you're not getting any of the books of Eridan.
We're not didn't what?
You're not getting any of the books of Eridan. Any of them.
None of us are getting any?
No,
aren't.
you're not.
Why?
I'm just fucking with you, dude.
Because you went off and bought a living plant for no apparent reason.
I bought it with my money.
It's
He bought it with his
currently-
money and he didn't spend 7,500 gold on it.
Yeah, I
Probably.
spent more than that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, then you're also a fool.
I know, but it's for a good reason.
Because I wanted it.
Okay.
For a good reason.
So he brings you to this area, and the first thing you see is some buildings along the back here. Like I said, I haven't populated this map. Stables, essentially. And there are horses and shit there. Stable. There could be people out here working with horses or animals. There's a 1 die 100. There's a 20% chance there's something other than a horse here. Okay, no. So they're all horses that you see out right now. There is this large gaping chasm, essentially, but it looks very stable. There's nothing unstable looking about it. It looks the edges of it. There's no loose stone or anything like that. It's very clean, and there's actually a fence around it to fence it off. This is raised up the water line. The water sloshes up to the area here. And he does tell you, he points over in this direction, explains to you that this is where the river guard comes. If you want to go see the mounts down there, you can. They have their own little mud holes, mud hovels, he calls them. The hippocampuses and the sea turtles. They're down there. And then he'll take you on up here to this area. I wasn't going to populate this, like I said, but I didn't in time.
Yeah, then you got sick.
Yeah. And it's a pretty big area with a very large cave here. And he'll point to the large chasms on each side, and he'll tell you that those are the vents where creatures can fly in and out. They're pretty large. They're over 15 feet wide. And then there's this big fucking cave back here, which is very big. This is the home of the Sky Guard. It is exclusive to the Sky Guard. The River Guard's also here as well. You guys share. And yeah, this is not open to the public at all. So, unless they're working. There are some non-militia that are contracted to work with you guys, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
like carpenters to fix something. I got you.
Yep. So, all right, and then he'll walk you in here, and as you start to head in here, he will tell you to memorize where you're going in here, though it's pretty straightforward. It's just large. There's a lot of walking. Hopefully you're not afraid of walking. You'll see a lot of tracks. It's very obviously this is a highly trafficked area from things with shoes and hooves and all sorts of things like that. Alright. I'm going to open this up too. I don't see any reason to have the lighting. I was going to leave it on the first time and then take it off, but fuck it. I'll just take you through it. That way everybody else can see too.
Jeebus. It's fucking huge.
Yeah. So this descends. You come in, and this is going down. These are essentially cliff edges. And it descends, and you have to essentially go down. And it's very wide. This is easily wide enough for, this is 20 feet wide easily, so. Easily wide enough for mounts to travel on, things like that. So he'll walk by, and you may see encounter somebody walking by, but there are a few people, but probably not anybody mounted at this point. To where you get to this area down here. I'm not going to go through the details of these rooms yet. We'll do that more in detail on 101, what you encounter in these rooms. But these are laid tiles. They look a little aged. There is some crud and things there. It's definitely worn. But I'll tell you that in here, this is essentially the leads to the armory, the equipment room, the lounge. There's an area in here where you can lounge with everybody and things like that. But first off, the most important thing is he wants to introduce you to several things. First, the animals, and then to the equipment that is supplied to Skyguard. And so he'll stop here and he'll ask you, all right, Ilaria, before we start, have you considered any of the animals I mentioned before?
Oh gosh. Let me look. I'm trying to remember which ones they were. Let's see. Which ones are the? I know the eagle has the int, and I think the griffin does as well. Is that it, or is it the? Am I getting them backwards?
I can't remember how much you figured out before.
Let me do a knowledge nature check. Can I have a check? So, would it be knowledge nature or knowledge arcana for this?
I think knowledge nature.
Of course. It's a botch.
That's a botch.
Yeah, that there's a bird, all right.
So you're fairly certain that the griffins are most intelligent, and the giant eagles are the least intelligent. They're the most animalistic, and then you have the hippogriffs. They're somewhat animalistic, somewhat intelligent.
Gotcha.
So griffins, hippogriffs, and then the eagles at the bottom.
Okay. I suppose we'll check out the griffins first.
You'll check out what? The hippogriffs?
Griffins. The griffins.
The griffins. All right. So, okay, well, the griffins are up this way. And he'll point to this direction, and he'll start taking you up there. As he's walking, he'll start telling you a little bit about the griffins. The griffins are very proud creatures. They tend to mate in very small groupings, usually in pairs or trios. That's usually it. Usually one man and one male, one female, or one male and two females, but it usually doesn't get bigger than that. Children can live for a long time, which with them, but then they usually break off and form their own little grouping. He'll tell you that the most important thing is if you want to actually acquire a griffin as your mount, you're going to have to spend a lot of time earning their respect, and before they'll ever let you mount them or take them as a mount. It takes a lot of work to convince them to accept you, but if you do, they are very loyal. So some of these are already essentially bonded. There are a few that aren't, but he's going to take you over here to meet one that they call Big Bill. And these are all open hallways here. By the way, I got to open this shit up. And I tell you to watch your step. Don't step into anything that's large, round, and brown.
Of course not.
Like that. Those are 5 foot, 10 foot wide piles.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously put them all in one spot so it's easier for people to clean up. Makes sense.
Yeah, griffins. So, okay. You were brought down here to meet Big Bill. Okay. As you come to this area, you see Big Bill just lying flat on his belly, with his head erect, his wings pulled back tight against his shoulders, and he's just lying there staring right at you guys as you come around the corner.
Just so you know, so the canon, Ilaria is not armored or armed, because, you know, it's not the first thing they want to fucking see when they're meeting someone new.
Right. Okay, that's good. First thing you see is this large creature that looks like a large lion. Crossed with a giant eagle. The back half is clearly the body of a lion. The front half is the body of sort of a large bird, and it's got the wings of a bird as well. So it finally stands up though and lets you see its large back paws, but its large front talons and all are quite large, and it stands up to its full height. It definitely stands taller than you, and kind of ruffles its shoulders a little bit and just eyes you, turn its head quickly back and forth, look between the two of you. Now, have you had any experience working with magical creatures before?
A bit.
Good. Do you know the best way to approach a griffin?
A griffin specifically, no.
Well, the best way is to understand that they're very territorial. If you've ventured very much closer, you consider this trespassing, just like anybody would in their home. They are intelligent, so you have to reason with them. They don't have the rules that we have, so it's not easy to just ask for an invitation. So, the first time we're going to meet him, we'll just bring him a gift, and we'll just leave it. Let him know that you're not a danger, and you're not going to challenge him. Now, just so you know, Big Bill is a bachelor, which means that he's also going to be a little bit more territorial than normal. More aggressive, not necessarily more territorial. So, he will hand you a large hunk of leg from a sack and pull it out. It's like a the hock from a lamb, or maybe a mutton. And tell you to just take a few steps forward, not fall at all, and just lay it down. Just watch him, make sure, you can. If you watch his face, you can tell if he thinks you're starting to get too close.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do so. Just take a general step until I get to where he seems like he doesn't want me to get in. Do I see? I'm gonna do a
Sense
perception check.
motive with a penalty because it's not your species.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a perception check first to look at the ground for an obvious barrier that he set up to signify his area.
Okay.
And then I'll do a sense motive. Okay.
All right. You do notice that the area for about here, the whole area in here, it stops right about here, is very firmly packed down, as if it has been trampled over and over repeatedly. Okay. You notice he stands up, like I said, and he does straighten and stiffen. As you come stepping forward, his wings spread out very wide to 10 feet in each direction, well over a 20-foot wingspan, and starts flapping. Makes him look quickly 3 times as large as he originally looked.
Mm-hmm.
Easily makes him look gargantuan. Do you continue any closer?
I take a baby step forward and set it down to show that I'm not afraid of him, but also to show that I'm not coming any further other than step forward, lean forward, lunge sort of thing. 1 step, 1 foot forward, lean down, put the leg on the ground, and then step back.
Okay.
And then back up the rest of the way.
All right. Big Bill will cock his head to the side and look at you with just one eye, just giving you the old stink eye. curiously watching you. And then he will start stepping forward and just at a casual pace moving forward. And as he does, Dahern will back up a few steps.
I'll do the same.
Yeah, and pull you back. Okay. And then he'll come up here and pick it up and just drag the leg back and then just start stabbing it with his beak and tearing it apart. Okay. Dahern will take you back out. Tell you
As I leave, I say in the Utherland, just pleasure to meet you, Big Bill, and go.
Dahern will tell you that you can try talking to him, as you get to know him more and more. This is the one he suggests you start to get to know. There is also a young one, a female, a daughter, in the other group, which you can try to get to know if you want to get to know her. But since there's 3 in that group, it's going to be even more dangerous because the father and mother are going to be very territorial. But he will tell you that it's in this group down here. And the biggest thing is that anybody is allowed to, interact with them. Once you're part of the group here, you're allowed to interact with them. Just, technically anywhere inside here is his territory. So be careful. Usually, the older ones, they can be very territorial anywhere up to the entrance. They know not to come out on their own. But you will also notice that they're not blocked in. So theoretically, they could come out and roam the halls, seemingly, unless something's holding them there you're not aware of.
Mm-hmm.
He'll also tell you to always never bring hippogriffs around them, because hippogriffs are one of their natural foods.
I see.
Okay.
Do they speak any languages or understand any languages? I know some magical beasts do.
He said that they can learn languages, but they do not have the ability to speak them.
I see.
Now, this way, he'll just up ahead, is one of the roosts for the giant eagles, and they could be one of the greatest mounts you could possibly hope for, but they're going to be the absolute hardest. They're not going to select you unless you're worthy. And it takes a long time to prove their worthiness because they're very long-lived. Now you, being an elf, you probably could take the time to court one of them. But it's up to you whether you want to invest that much time into one of them. It's worth it if you do. But it can take a very long time before they'll accept you.
I suppose we can go meet them now, just to show face in case I decide to.
All right. And he'll take you up there to meet the giant eagles. And these eagles are fucking big.
Yeah.
All right, you don't realize it's these things are as big as a horse without their wings spread.
Yeah, without their wings, yeah.
That's just how big they are sitting there. And you do see them sitting there as you walk in. And you do see bones scattered about, but they're scattered in piles. They're not scattered then. That's a very bad way of saying it. There are piles of bones in various locations throughout the area, but they're all clustered together. Above here is one of the openings, you notice. Seems the chasm from above opens up to the sky. So it's like a skylight down here. So the sun shines down. Okay. Okay. Now, he'll tell you that, of course, they have very good eyes and very good ears. And they understand language. They cannot speak either. But they are very, very literate. So, you can speak to them directly.
Which languages specifically do they know?
Naturally, they speak Aaron, the language of the plane of air. Do you speak that?
If I heard it, I could. I gesture to the necklace around my neck.
Okay. he'll
have to
say
hear it first, though.
all right. He'll say a few words, and he will step up and in Aaron he will greet the people in a loud voice and shit. I was supposed to come up with a name for them and I forgot. The Eagles of the
Bigger Bill.
No, the Eagles of the Westfall. He introduces them. The Eagles of the Westfall. It's good to see you again today. And West, not West, by the way. Westfall.
Okay.
We have a new member I'd like to introduce to you. So she should no longer be a stranger. If you do see her, she'll start to be around this area.
Let's see. It's a pleasure to meet all of you, Sollyn and Orm.
That's Westfall.
Yeah, West. Oh, Oh, there's no T. Oh, I'm back, by the way. My cat fucking shit happened. I'll tell you later.
All right. What was it Ilaria said? Or did
Just a pleasure to meet you, sort of thing. Greetings.
All right, all the eagles obviously get up from their resting area. You do see that there's large nests up here. Probably look like the giant wyvern nest that you saw. Very large nests. And there are some eggs in some of them. And then they all suddenly take off into flight. And as they do, you get to see their full size. Again, in flight they look about 3 times as large as they normally do. And they all just fly forward, or some of them do, some don't. Dahern doesn't seem nearly as concerned as with the griffin. He just stands there, doesn't seem tense at all. And he'll turn and smile at you as if to let you know it's okay. And they land, and they turn their head and they're studying you with one eye and then the next. And this one in the middle hops a little closer, starts looking at you, less at him and more at you, studying you. And then its right wing spreads out, just its right one, not its left one, like he's doing Hail Hitler. And spreads way forward as somewhat of an arc to where it almost touches you, about up to here. And he just holds it like that. So you can see all of its wing feathers spread in a perfect spread.
Okay. Can I do a sense motive on this?
Sure.
Because what I'm thinking is, Lars considering doing something similar with their opposite arm, but like obviously not touching it, and
that's when you begin the mating dance.
just like a similar gesture, but you sense motive to see if that's a good idea or not.
Okay. You believe that this is definitely a gesture of greeting. You think that could definitely be a way to respond. You don't think it would be offensive. However, another option is possibly reaching out and touching it.
Has it lowered its head at all to like look like it might want that or no?
Nope. It's standing with its head very raised, very seeming very regal, but its wings just stretched out very close to you.
Okay. It's gonna look ridiculous, but I'm gonna do what I originally thought of, the opposite arm, let him decide to touch me, sort of thing.
Okay, Dahern gives you no clues for advice either. He's just watching.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay, so you lift your opposite arm?
Yeah, and kind of do a similar motion, and obviously don't touch him, but get kind of close to him, her, whatever, whichever it is. Wait there for a couple seconds, and then look for if he gestures to with his head to his other arm or something, or kind of just wait and watch, see what he does. What they do.
Okay. He watches you as you lift your other arm.
Yeah, I do it slowly. I'm not like, it's like, bam, I'm trying to slap you, sort of. that wouldn't go well. I might lose a hand.
And then he brings his wing down and extends his other one out. And brings it straight out just like he did with the other one. Fans it out where you can see each individual feather. Very broad. Until the very tip. The front phalange, essentially. Comes across and touches the tips of your fingers.
Okay.
And then then he brings his wing back and starts scooting backwards, doing the fucking moonwalk. Scooty, scooty, scooty. And then he'll just turn and they all three just fly back to their roost. Okay. Once they're gone, the Hearn will bow at them and look at you. Well, I think that was a pretty good first impression.
Did I look ridiculous doing that, or was it a good idea?
Oh no, I didn't think you looked ridiculous at all. Hell,
Sounds
just
motive.
start walking.
I thought it wise to let them decide to touch me instead of me just touching them. I don't know if that's correct or not.
Well, I think it's probably wiser than trying to give them a hug.
I imagine so.
Okay. And then he takes you down to meet the hippogriff. The hippogriff are down here, going south instead of north.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of them, and he'll tell you that these, you definitely want food. They like fish, they like rodents, they like birds. They like pretty much anything, but they're mostly carnivores. So he'll stop actually and go to one of the areas and get you some fish. A bucket of fish. Here you go. Bucket of fish.
See.
And let you come up here and feed some of these. He said you got to be careful here because they are more herd-like. And they can be much more protective. You can get swarmed easier if you piss off the herd. So, don't. Okay. And they're all frolicking around, and seems like they're having fun playing with each other. Until you come in, and then they all stop, and they just lift up their heads like deer, and just all turn and look. Like, ooh, what's going on over there?
Fish.
And then they all turn and start galloping. The Hearn will get behind you.
I'll put the bucket away from me a little bit, so actually I'm going to set it down in front of myself so they can get to it without attacking me.
Yes. Alright, you sit down in the bucket and they charge.
And I back up like half a step after I put it down.
Okay.
He's still backing up?
Yeah. You back up half a step and the Hearn is gone.
Okay. I take full defense, but I'm not running.
Alright. Well, they all swarm the bucket. They really don't seem to care about you.
Yeah, if they're trying to get around to the other side of the bucket, I'll move out of their way.
Yeah, and they're all shoving and pushing and trying to get in. Feathers start flying. And then the bucket runs out of fish. Then they all turn and look at you. And now it's time for Handle Animal. Okay.
I've already got the -5 for being untrained in there.
Okay. You're still untrained?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I told you, I'm going for the ones that I can use fresh teacher with.
And he'll give you some advice here. First, he'll whisper behind you. don't look them in the eyes.
Thanks. And I'll look at them kind of in the chest area then.
Okay.
So I'm looking below their eyes.
2 of them will come up in front of you. And flap their wings somewhat aggressively and honk. And,
Wait, what are these things? I thought they were like unicorns.
yeah, the unicorns.
Jesus. Good job.
I haven't been here. Fuck off.
They look like unicorns.
What kind of unicorn do you know that eats fish?
That's why I was curious. Oh, they're like
They're hippogriffs.
those pelicans.
They're hippogriffs.
They don't look like hippogriffs.
Okay.
I'll slowly bring out a morsel of 2 morsels of meat that I had. I would have bought for this encounter.
Okay. I'll let that go. All right, so another Hendo animal check. That one lets you know that these guys, who look decidedly male, seem to be posturing in some way. You don't think that they're aggressing. They're mostly putting on a show.
Yeah, like, don't you fucking do anything.
Right. You'll notice that unlike griffins, you'll see the distinction between hippogriffs and griffins. Hippogriffs have the front body of a bird, most likely a falcon, instead of an eagle, and the rear end of a horse, versus a lion. Okay, your hand animal is amazing.
Yep.
Okay.
That -2 helping out.
Yes. So, okay. Fate Keeper, do 2 1-die 100 rolls.
See if they bite my hand.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 of them.
One more.
Ah, shit.
So they both lunge for the meat immediately.
Uh-huh.
One gets the meat and one gets you.
Yep. I'm not wearing my armor, so yeah, that hits.
And that's how Ilaria died for the 3rd time.
It takes a chunk out of your arm. And the herd will step up and hiss at it. Yeah, essentially. Give a little thing to kind of spook it back. And it will back up. And then it'll thrust its head forward several times at Dahern, try to intimidate him. Then Dahern will just give it another wave. Get on back. And Dahern does not seem intimidated by these things at all. In fact, they seem somewhat intimidated by Dahern. Apparently they know him. And they all back up.
And after they've backed up and this he was kind of posturing towards, calms down a bit, I'll get his attention with the meat again and I'll toss it to him.
Okay. He'll grab it and take a few bites and then just swallow it whole. And then he'll starts flapping his wings, hitting all the people in the head behind him. And they start flapping their wings, hitting him in the head, and it's just suddenly it's a fucking bitch fight. And everybody's slapping everybody. And but he seems very happy. He's like showing off. Yep, I got the meat. And he's talking shit. So Dahern will say, okay, so you pretty much got introduction. Again, you can have someone assist you, but for the most part, it's your job to find and form a bond with one of these. And you can decide which ones you want to try to do. They're not going to force the issue. But he will help work with you once you somewhat introduce yourself and form an initial bond. He will help you to start training for combat on it. Now, one of the other things he wants to introduce you to, and he'll take you back up here, which is the last thing, is what to expect when you are as a sky guard. You will be loaded down with a heavy set of equipment. And in here, this is somewhat of a lounge area. They have cupboards and areas where you can sit and relax. And over here, he has sawhorses set up with saddles on them. Saddles that are loaded down with a lot of shit. It's quite amazing. These saddles are rather built up. They have high cantles, and they are the horn essentially is broad and wide. It's a bar. On each side, there are rows and rows of both leather pouches and straps beside the stirrups. Little cubicles, essentially. Little, I'm trying to think of the right word. It's not fucking coming to me. Slots, like little pouches or quivers. Quiver holes, essentially. Slots that are made of wood. And I'll start introducing you to, essentially, the Skyguard saddle, which everybody carries, as a Skyguard must carry, both a sling and a short bow. And I'll introduce you to all the pouches, and you must remain fully stocked. You will get so many different types of arrows. Some of them are magical for certain effects. Smoking arrows, tanglefoot arrows, things like that. And the same way with bullets. Pain bullets, moaning bullets, thunderstone bullets, things like that. Off to the side over here, he taps. These are your alchemist fires. These rows here, he gestures to all these open cubby holes, are where you stock your wands. By default, you have to have magic missile wands, wands of fireball, wands of dispel magic, acid arrows, things like that. Over here, he shows you a row of pouches that seem to be stretchy. Think of something like somewhat elastic, an elastic opening. These are for your potions. You have rows and rows of potions. And then you see little wooden levers on the other side of the horn. And I'll tell you that this is for the underbelly, for your loads. And you will carry loads as a Skyguard, depending on your rank. These loads will be for, essentially, for scatter bombs. One of them is for dispersing non-lethally. They are essentially clusters of greater thunderstones that you'll be acquired, and you can release clusters of them as you fly overhead. Depending on your purpose, you can repurpose for things like that. And he will tell you that essentially you must carry certain things, and they will always be in stock. So you must practice with those as well. You should use a long spear or some type of ranged weapon as your default weapon. Are you familiar with any type of ranged long weapon?
Let's see, what is... With Eldritch Knight, I get access to martial weapons, right?
Yes.
I think. Double check.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah, martial weapons, so... Yeah, I imagine there's some spear or something I can use, yeah. Yes, I'm fairly familiar with spears and the like.
Good. Now, of course, you know the main guard, the watch, they prefer glaives. We prefer spears. Long spears are the best. Less resistance. You can throw them if you have to. They're somewhat unwieldy, but you can do it. And they also have very good reach. Shields are almost impossible to wield. I do not recommend it, but you can bring shields with you. As you bond with a creature, the saddle will become equipped, will come naturally equipped, and the equipment as well. But you must understand that this is for official use. It's not for personal use. You will have basic barding, also for on duty. But if you want, most people prefer to upgrade their barding and to something that's better. And of course, then that would be, you could use that for personal use as well. That's your responsibility.
Gotcha.
Once you're assigned the creature, the maintenance and care of the creature is your responsibility. But you can of course keep the creature here for free, and but the rest of the responsibility is your own. That's pretty much all the basics he goes over with you, He teaches you how to work the saddle and the various areas to where you stock the things. He'll introduce you to an interesting mechanic to where magical items have a natural attraction to the actual saddle itself. So he suggests that they actually have an interesting pair of pants that you put on when you do, which by the way, he'll also tell you that there is an outfit, a jumpsuit essentially that you wear. You can't have anything that ripples. It's a lot of straps that crisscross and essentially hold down any loose clothing you have. It's like a leather strap jumpsuit, but it's just the straps. So anything that you wear that would be loose, like the cloaks and all, like he's wearing, it essentially straps it down and holds it down. And it is also it's magical. But the interesting is it helps hold you into the seat. It gives you a bonus staying in your seat. Anything else that's magical also is attracted to the saddle. And he'll show you, he'll remove a potion, and he'll show you how he can just touch it up to the side of the saddle and let go of it, and it'll just stay there as if by some form of field, probably silver in color.
Interesting.
All right. And of course, you'll be assigned all of this once you form an initial bond with one of the animals. All right. Any questions?
With the eagles, is there any particular one I should start with, possibly? Or which ones aren't bonded, as you asked me, yes?
Well, there are two that he knows of that are bonded. Only two. And they will let you know. They are their own culture. He tells you that they are their own family. They're very long-lived, and that has been their home for a very long time. So they do not feel obligated to serve in any way.
Gotcha.
So you can go speak to them. You'll learn which ones are available and which are not. And essentially, technically any of them would be if they decide to go with you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep. But each is their own. He cautions you to remember that they are very much individuals.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then I'll tell you, okay, for the main part, he wants reports on your progress, on what you're attempting weekly. And then as soon as you're ready and you're able to start doing work with the actual animal, that's when things will progress. And he'll start working with you, with the animal, teaching you to saddle it and do all the procedures and practicing flyovers and dropping your payloads and things like that.
Cool. Oh, and I would have told him at the beginning of this meeting about what is happening in Leriel and how I'll likely have to be away for some, if not all, of that time.
He understands. He said you'll notice that the place is very vacant right now, and that's because, just like everywhere, it's very vacant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. And there you go. And that's essentially your thing for that day.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back, Tucker. Thank you for returning.
Yep.
How's your cat? Did you kill it yet?
He got out, and we had to go get him.
He got out?
Fucking cats.
He got out of my room,
Oh.
and he hid, and we couldn't get him out, so we had to bait him with ham. Because he fucking loves ham more than anything else in this entire plane of
A
existence.
cat after my own heart.
Not turkey. No, just fucking honey ham.
I don't think honey ham is good for him. You want to give the poor fucker diabetes before he's even grown?
He's the steadiest fucking cat we got. He's also like 11, so I don't think it matters that much at this point.
Okay. Alrighty. So that's what Ilaria did, or will do, when the time comes. Rolun will come back around noon. Sollyn will come back around noon. All right, so the ultimate plan here. So let's go back to OOC now so we can make some decisions.
Look at
Tucker, they were trying to decide. Yeah, look at the little fucking leshy he brings back with him.
Just real quick before that, I was going to go to talk to that drow again and try to interrogate her some more about one very specific thing about the entrances to the Underdark around near Falcon's Hollow and the outpost they have that's overwatching Sphere, and that's the only two questions I would have asked her.
You mean the drow with the pigtails?
Yeah, the one we captured.
Okay. So what were the two questions?